Hi, this is NTB214. Thanks for stopping by the channel. This will be the movie review of Superman. I saw it last night with family. It was a cool movie, a little different. It was, there'll be some spoilers in this, just to warn you. So if you didn't see it, I'd say hold off to see it to watch this another day after you saw the movie. It was a action-packed movie. It seemed like fast pacing in it. A little too fast and thing that it wasn't able to build up some character development. Some interesting things about it was how one thing is this is not in the movie at all. Lex Luthor never wears that power suit in the movie, so maybe it'll be in some deleted scene when it comes on like DVD, Blu-ray. But he had soldiers that sort of had like a similar suit. It's sort of similar, but it had a mask, helmet on. That Hammer character, he has a very short role in the movie, and then he's find out of like who's under the suit. And then after that it's on to like near the end of the movie that you find out who's actually Ultraman. From comic books, Ultraman is a Superman from another dimension, so it's like in the multiverse. In this, it's a little different. He's a clone of Superman. So I'll just say it now that the Hammer of Bordova, I think that's the name of the country, is actually Ultraman in that suit. So that's how like he shoots out the laser eyes in one of the coming attraction, like advertisements. There's Metamorpho in it. There's no sort of like lab scene. There sort of is, but not really how it's like depicted in like the 4-pack from Target. It's definitely like signs of multiverse, different dimensions in this movie. Everyone had a little bit of character development, but very like quick. That Green Lantern said some things about with like the Green Lantern Corps and all, and it's the Justice Gang. You can see like the outside of like the Hall of Justice, so it's sort of like hoping that there's gonna be future movies. I would say out of these three, the most is Mr. Terrific. I don't have the figure version from the movie. I got the other version of him. I like the leather jacket more than just like fake than it being printed on. Hawk Girl was interesting in that she didn't have much character development. Like, if you're not into comics, you wouldn't really know some of these characters that well. Who doesn't know Lex Luthor? Who doesn't know Superman? And like Green Lantern, there's different Green Lanterns, so you'd have an idea about that. But who's Mr. Terrific and who's Hawk Girl? If you're not really into comics, you wouldn't really know that as much. And like also Baby Joey for the movie, who's gonna get rescued, and there's Crypto, and here's the baby Kaiju. I don't have a large version of it. Everything is like a rushed pace in the movie. It seems like there's no break, and it just keeps going. There's like the love angle to it of Lois Lane and Clark Kent, and she knows that he's Superman, and different things with that and their relationship and difficulties. There's another interesting part that Jimmy Olsen knows a lady that she's like is in love with, a beautiful woman, but she's with Lex Luthor, and that she basically takes a lot of selfies. She looks like like a dumb blonde. She's not blonde, she has like brownish hair, but like all into herself. But she actually is smarter than she appears, which was you find out about later on in the movie. They have like interesting things with the engineer of like how her her body was like upgraded with what you think like science fiction of like nanite technology integrated with her body, so sort of like a biomechanical sort of body she has now. That it's sort of another interesting thing is like Lex Luthor has spent years studying Superman and like hates him, and says about his hatred of him that, and studied him so much of how to defeat him. So he's basically communicating to Ultraman and has his employees sort of bark out orders to Ultraman with like, you know, sort of like the T-spheres that Mr. Terrific has, that he has like drones going around following Ultraman and, like, you know, telling him what to do. So it's sort of like a video game in a way that's like, okay, like A576D, or I'm just making those up, but, like, you know, that's like different moves to go to, like, to fight Superman. So it's sort of like a video game in a way that, and like Superman is actually sort of injured twice in the movie. Metamorpho, he has the power that he can, like, become all different sort of what do you call that? Like elements. He's like metamorphosizes. Basically, that's why Metamorpho, and like he can have like become kryptonite, and that's one way how he hurts Superman, and Superman looks a little unwell, even like having his veins like look like he's poisoned. I would say that I was a little disappointed that the kaiju beast is, like, you know, a baby at one point and then it becomes huge too quickly. I was thinking there'd be like more to that. So this baby is like 2 scenes. I would say most of the characters have some time for each. Even Christopher Reeve's son has a little guest appearance in it as like a news report about what's going on. So that's like a nice nod to Christopher Reeve playing Superman in the past. I wasn't really like expecting a lot, and I was like, this should be interesting. I heard some good things about it. The people would say, oh, like it's woke and all this stuff and with illegal immigration. I would say that's like 1% of the movie about that. So like you could just like breeze through that and it's not really an issue. There's just like some people harp on one thing. It wasn't really a big thing in the movie, but he was like arrested for, like, you know, he has no rights because he's an alien, so that sort of relates. But that was just like said once in the movie for like a minute. And there's like another dimension, like a mini universe outside of our universe, that's a prison place that Lex Luthor has. So like he's brilliant. I was sort of thinking with some things that Ultraman like was gonna be someone else in a way. I was sort of thinking it would sort of be like Nuclear Man in a way, that it's like, okay, he didn't just use the DNA of Superman, but he used like his own to make like, okay, like, you know, this is why he's gonna obey me, like he's like me and he's Superman combined to be like the best of both of us to go and defeat the real Superman. So the movie was very interesting. I like how it's they all have similar uniform, which is like, you know, cohesion to it. This is different because that's a different version, but I like, it's like the fake leather jacket instead of just molded on plastic. I got some of the figures. I need to figure out about getting an engineer in one of the larger kaiju. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna get, but definitely happy with the movie. I will make a figure review video of Hawkgirl and Ultraman and Mr. Terrific when I get the engineer, if I can find her, and like a large kaiju, I'll make a video of that as well. So I definitely say the movie, I give it like 2 thumbs up. Definitely good. It was different. It's like a comic book as a movie, but like with real people playing the roles and not drawn out. So I was like, it's something that's unique of its own. But I'd be interested to see another take on that. Well, thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, share. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and coming week. Bye.